Hey guys, so I'm 20 minutes early. Kind of a habit with me, I guess. I comes from my days in the Army. Um, you would always rather be a half an hour early than 5 minutes late, and you always show up at least 15 minutes early to mark your map. And if you're only 10 minutes early, you're late. So I'm just there we go. So I actually slept in this morning, which is a really good thing for me. And then I went to the local village cafe to get some breakfast because I was very lazy. And my wife doesn't come home till tomorrow night, so I'm nowhere near as good. I'm a good cook, don't get me wrong, but she's way better. So you're going to watch me drink the rest of my coffee. All right. Now, we can plug things in today because we will be gluing things today. But for the first 20 minutes, up until the time that we're supposed to start, I'm going to be cutting more popsicle sticks. I came down for another hour or so last night off camera, and I cut more. I'm throwing all the place. So I've got a bunch, but I know I'm going to need way more. And for the roof, for this scallop effect that I want to do on the roof, I have a lot of cut ends now. You can see that without it falling out. Huh? And there's a guy outside with a pressure washer. So, hey, somebody's shown up already. Wow, you guys are fast. If you're having trouble hearing me, let me know, and I'll close the garage door, even though it'll get stifling in here. But, you know, suffer for your art, right? So, just a few minutes, 15 minutes more of cutting sticks. And then at noon, we will start gluing. I swear, I promise. I've also, oh, I need glasses. I forgot these here this morning when I was out eating, so I'm half blind. I didn't know whether I was eating my eggs or my toast. So I've gone to 4 popsicle sticks at a time because this cutter will handle it. And for every third one that I do, it's like having saving that whole amount of time. So basically, it's just more efficient. So it tells me that people show up. So I know that there are people on the channel, but I don't know who they are. And I know that Ulysses always says hi when he first gets here. So whoever's watching now is definitely not Ulysses. And there's a couple of people actually not watching. So if you're watching and you've never said hi before, say hi. I'm a social guy. I like talking to people. Unless, of course, you're Barnacles, and then, you know, don't bother. I'm kidding. Barnacles is probably my best friend here. But if you're having trouble hearing the audio, if that noise outside is too much for you, somebody let me know, please. In the Google, in the YouTube chat, because I've got the Google Hangout chat closed. I can only watch one at a time. I'm on my laptop down here in the basement, so I don't have the the big screens up. I'd love to actually do this with the big monitors up there so I could see everything everywhere. Hey, I was reading an article this morning of some guy in Seattle. He owns a credit card payment company, I guess. He was CEO and he was owner, and he was making, well, part owner, I guess it was he and his brother. He was making a salary of like $1 million a year, and like just last month, I think, announced that everyone in the company was going to make the same wage, $70,000 a year, including himself. So he went from $1 million a year down to $70,000 a year, and basically took all that money and gave it to his employees. I find that kind of stuff fascinating. I almost went out and watched Holmes last night. When my wife's not here, I get bored easily, right? So, but instead, I went and played the new Magic: The Gathering: Duels of the Planeswalkers Origins. Say that 3 times fast. So I spent an hour or so up there playing that. Kind of just relaxing. I was tired. I went to bed late. I shouldn't have, but I did. But I slept in, so that really helped. I didn't get up until 2 hours ago. Not even. An hour and a half ago. And for those who know me, you'll know how incredible that is, because I don't sleep in. I still woke up at 7, I think. But I said, no, I am not getting out of bed. And normally that doesn't work for me. Normally my mind just starts going and I have to get up. But not today. I fell back to sleep and it was 10 o'clock before I got out of bed. Maybe even a little later. Ten more minutes. I don't want to start sheathing before noon because that's when I told people I was going to do it. So this extra time is just extra bonus. I'm about 2/3 of the way through that third box right now. Like I said, gonna need at least 1,000 boards to sheathe these walls, and then I need to do the floor upstairs, and then I need to do the walls upstairs, and then I need to do the roof. So, I mean, there's no shortage of square cut boards needed for this thing. Oops. That's what happens when you don't pay attention. Now I want to see that fly because that had to be funny. This will tell you how far behind the video is. There it goes. It just popped. That was funny too. Got a good shot of it. Now I'll get to watch me watching myself. And then I'll watch me watching myself, and then it just gets redundant. Oh, man. There's the neighborhood cat. Big cat, too. Like, that's a big cat. Wow. He walks by here a lot when I'm out here. You know what? I'm going to close that garage door. Actually, give it 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to close the garage door if he isn't done. Because that's loud enough that it's annoying me. So if you want first-hand knowledge on what it takes to build one of these things, you're looking at it. However you cut these popsicle sticks, you need a lot of them. And I could be more efficient with the cutting, but then I wouldn't get those partial round off cuts. These are as important to me as the squared off sticks are, because that's going to give my roof its contrast. Are you kidding? My video is cutting out again. That is more than a little annoying. Just gonna check the 480. I'm going down to 240 because I don't need to see myself. As long as it's going out in 720, that's the important part, right? Actually, I wonder if that's a product of the camera or a product of the Google Hangout. The fact that it's going out in 720 instead of 1080. Three more minutes and we'll start gluing stuff. I'll close the garage door and we'll start gluing stuff. I wonder what he's pressure washing down there. All right, last one. I'll close the garage door. We'll start gluing. There we go. Won't need that for a while. So that's how many we got cut. So that's pretty good. Won't need that for a while. Okay, I'm going to close the garage door. Looks like he's pressure washing the balcony down the street. We get a lot of moss buildup around here. I would have said that it's happening because there's so much damp. Well, actually, I guess I will need these. There's so much damp, but there really isn't. There hasn't been a lot of damp here since I got here. Now, here's an interesting question. I could leave these slightly long as they go over here, and come back and cut them off with my cutoff saw, just like I did before. I think I'm going to do that. I'll cut a bunch in half so they're not too long. And then I'll just, or maybe a little less than half. Let's see what this is here. Okay. Half. Half is good enough because I'm going to get cutoffs anyway. So. All right. Now, gotta start at the bottom and work my way up. Oh, are you kidding me? Stone cold. What's going on? Come on, start warming up. Okay. Yes, it's starting to warm up. Arg. G. That is annoying. Well, yeah, but you know what? I gotta cut a bunch more in half anyway, so. I gotta cut a whole bunch in half here because I gotta do both sides all the way up. I don't know how that came out. I'm gonna have to glue that back down. All right, anyway. While we're waiting for that to heat up, I'm gonna cut a bunch of these in half. Because we're gonna need a bunch of them. I tried to get ahead, I really did. One more set, and then we'll check and see how we're doing there. There we go. That will work. So I have no idea what to ramble on about today. If anybody has any topics, any rambling topics, let me know. There is a good title for a show. Darth Vader rambles on. somewhere down there, I had one that was just that tiniest bit. Now, here's an interesting dilemma. You know what I think I'm going to do? Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to... Actually, you know what I should do? That's what I'll do. I'll run this up this side here first. Well, there he is. Hey, Ulysses, how you doing? I started early again, getting more boards cut. Ow, 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 ow. Look, I even tried not to do that this time. I have this stick here so that I wouldn't do that, and I did it anyway. Cyberpunk 2077. No, I haven't. At least I don't think. I might have. Just like Deus Ex. I've seen Deus Ex. I might have seen it. Give me a sec. I'll load her up here. C-Y-B-E. Look at that. Came up. They've got the teaser trailer here. Of course, it's almost 2:20 long, 2 minutes 20 seconds long. Uh-oh. Am I going to get... is YouTube going to get mad at me for this? So my initial impressions, so I've not seen this before, but my initial impressions is when they do something this graphically fantastic at the start, they're usually trying to hide something. Because, I mean, what I'm seeing is beautiful, but there's no way that that's gameplay. Oh, that's familiar. The girl with the things coming out of her arms, I've definitely seen that. So I don't know that I've seen this specifically. Oh yeah, it's 2 minutes long, isn't it? But I've definitely seen that girl with the talons coming out of her arms. Coming when it's ready. Cyberpunk.net. I definitely like the cyberpunk genre. I find it kind of fascinating. Wow, am I ever making a mess out of this? I'm going to have to... So, Could be cool. It's being made by CD Projekt Red. It's got the potential to be cool. They're definitely trying really hard with that trailer. And I tend not to get distracted by stuff like that the way some people do. I really want to see the gameplay. I didn't catch it. Did they say when it's coming out? Oh, no, yeah, they did. When it's ready. Okay, now this is interesting. Well, first of all, I think I want to clean that wall up. You guys can't see it from this side, but I have some major glue drips on the inside of the wall over here. Plus, it's being made by the well, that's good. It's being made by the guys, the same guys that made The Witcher. Definitely like what they did with The Witcher. So I've come to find that there are some studios that do really, really good work, and that is one of them. They so I've seen a little bit from the guys that did The Witcher. And they're really trying to throw back to the older days when buying the game actually meant something. And, you know, in today's day and age, there's all of this. If you buy it from me, you'll get this skin or this extra perk, and if you buy it from me, you'll get that extra perk. And you know what? If I buy the game, I want the game. It shouldn't matter where I buy it from. I should get the same stuff. And if you bought, you know, like the, they've been too focused on Witcher 3. That was the only trailer they released for it. Yeah, I definitely can see that. That kind of thing would happen. Now, I have a choice, actually. You know what? I'm just going to do that. Yeah, depending on how big the studio is, they had a lot of resources going towards Witcher 3. So I can see where that would take up a lot of their resources. Witcher 3 was a phenomenally good game. Wow, the sweat is starting to roll down my forehead. Oh, and of course, I closed the garage door, so the guy with the damned pressure washer stopped. Problem is, I have no clue if he's going to stay stopped. My luck, as soon as I open the garage door back up, he'll start up again. I'm still only about 12 hours. Oh, wow, man. 12 hours on Witcher 3? You haven't even started yet. I do not want to talk about how many hours I've got on Witcher 3. That would let people know how sad of a man I really am, I guess. So I still have some cleanup to do here, right? I got to trim these walls flush with my cutoff saw, and apparently I've got to put some more glue right there. But that's basically my first door. Ta-da! My first garage door, my first wall, my first. I'll squeeze a little glue down there and push that in. And wait. This glue gets everywhere. All right, I'm going to take a chance and open the garage door back up. And watch, as soon as I do, the noise will start again. That's better. Ow, 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 ow. I showed my friend the trailer for SWTOR expansion coming out in October, and now he wants to build a PC. He only plays on consoles. SWTOR is a good game. I very much like it. I know you said your application to Tor Wars was accepted. Have you gotten your invitation yet? Are you in? Have you met some of the people? And remember the #1 rule for the guild: don't be a dick. I'm just going to call it the Will Wheaton rule from now on. Now, this might be a little tricky the way I did this. I might actually have to put a, probably should have done that in the other one too, is put a cripple stud right there. Just take some of the pressure off. Yep, I'm in, and yes, I've chatted with a few. Cool. You got your TeamSpeak up and running then? Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to put a cripple stud in here.
Hi there.
Hello. My next door neighbor. Oh, that didn't work well. That would be because I didn't hit my mark. And even when I do hit my mark, it's still not right. There we go. That's better. Much is better. TeamSpeak up and running. Yeah, I really love TeamSpeak with those things. I don't type well, and I really dislike trying to type while I'm playing. So TeamSpeak or whatever voice server you're talking about, it doesn't matter to me, to be honest. I've used Ventrilo. I've used Skype when multiplayer stuff was first becoming popular. I used to use Skype with my friends because I just refused. Like they always had the in-game chat things. Like back in '99 when EverQuest first came out, buddy of mine and I would play it a lot, and always Skype because I just can't type. If you expect me to type, I'm not gonna get it done. Okay. Oh, I'm on the opposite. I prefer to type a quick message. I don't really talk while I play. Yeah, to each his own. Like I say in my totally biased reviews, everyone's got different things that they like or don't like. The difficulty is with that, people, at least in my guild, have a distinct possibility of missing something that's typed. I mean, if you want to do it, you go right ahead. I'm not ever going to tell you what to do. Well, unless I'm raid leader, and then I'm telling you exactly what to do. Oh wow, interesting. But there is a distinct possibility that if you type something, it could get missed. So just keep that in mind. Guild chat's a little easier for most people. Because guild chat comes up in purple, and a lot of people actually tend to turn off their public chat because there are just some real idiots in public chat. Like, there are some people in public chat that just say some incredibly stupid things. Now this is interesting. This is really short. I had to literally cut these in half again. In fact, I might. I turned off general chat, yes. I don't turn off general chat, but I'm really good at tuning it out. Which is part of the reason why I worry I might miss some of the things that you say, is because I studiously ignore my chat window unless unless something purple comes up, and I mean I've got to be watching closely. Or sorry, green. Guild chat is green? I don't remember. Is it purple? Okay, something was green. I can't remember. Well, yeah, you're probably wondering what I was saying was interesting. So I was out here last night. Geez, I don't know, it's about 11 o'clock, I guess. And I had the garage door open like I normally do, and I looked up and I noticed there was a whole crop load of mosquitoes. And I'm seeing a bunch of them cutting spider webs now. So, I mean, you can't really get spiders out of a garage, right? The garage is not insect tight. So I know fully well that there are spiders in here, but I'm not a big fan of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes bite me a lot. Now, the next dilemma, I'm going to put, oh boy. You know what I'm going to have to do here? I think I'm going to have to cut a bunch extra long, because that's just a tiny bit too long for what I need. And I don't really want to cut two and glue them together. Creates extra seams that I don't want. Which of course means that I'm likely going to have to cut each one of these separately. Hello? Get the one I want out of that. I don't think anyone is a yeah, I don't think anyone's a fan of mosquitoes either. I guess that was a little bit obvious. I think what I might do is do all of the walls that are facing me this way, and then spin the whole thing around, and then that'll let me do the outside walls. Although then again, I mean, I could easily do the inside walls like this, so I might do that too. And then I'll just spin it around and do those outside walls later. But it's coming together. Look, there's walls. Look, Ma, we have walls. Or as Les Nessman used to say, one day there will be walls here. Hello. Am I supposed to go? Yep. That's where it's supposed to go. Tell me, honestly, do you know who Les Nessman is? There we go. My first full wall done. Dun, da, da, da. I wonder if this will work. That's kind of what I need to do. Cut a bunch partially off. There we go. That's the size I need them. Right there. No. Les Nessman was a character from a TV show back in the 70s, I think. Late 70s or early 80s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go. So WKRP in Cincinnati was a show about a radio station in Cincinnati. And Les was the newscaster for WKRP. And he always thought, he sat in the bullpen with everybody else, and everybody had basically desks in this big open room. And Les thought that he should have his own office. So he put tape around his desk where he thought the walls should go. And if anybody came to talk to him and they stood outside the tape, he pretended that he couldn't hear them because they were outside the walls. And then if they came in without actually pretending to open the door, then he would get mad at them. So in other words, he was half crazy. And probably, and yeah, he used to say all the time, one day there will be walls here. Because he thoroughly believed he was worth it. Now here's another blast from the past. Do you know who Chichi Rodriguez is? Sounds like a good way to get people to leave you alone. Yes, pretend you're nuts. But you're right, it is a good way to get people to leave you alone. No idea. Chichi Rodriguez was a golfer back in, again, I think 70s, late 70s, early 80s. Very good one on the PGA Tour. And they did this skit once. So Les was the newscaster, and then there were two main characters in the show, DJs. A black guy, I can't remember what his name was. White guy was Dr. Johnny Fever. So Les was doing a news story one time, and he was talking about Chai Rodriguez, and Dr. Johnny Fever broke into the mic on air and said, I think it's Chi-Chi, Les. And Les glared at him, turned back to the mic and said, Mr. Rodriguez. Probably one of the things I remember most. It was a funny show. Yeah. Okay. I think it's time to get a new glue stick. Okay, so I just poured a whole crap load of glue in there that I didn't intend to pour in. So I need to get a bunch of these things up quickly before it cools. And I just wasted a bunch of glue. And I think 3 is about it. Try and heat it again. And I should take the razor sharp knife out of my crotch. In the grand scheme of things, that would be a bad thing, right? Razor sharp knives in your crotch, just, I can't see where that's a smart idea. Pro tip, kids. Keep the razor sharp knives out of your crotch. Now, you know what? The thing is now, because of the way that I just did this, with these ends sticking over like this, I'm actually going to have to cut these off before I go on to the next stage. Otherwise, I won't be able to get the next part of the walling correctly. So apparently it is time to crank up the saw. And look, I have the blade right here. Yeah, I'm going to keep it to the smaller blade, I think. Because that big blade, while it does make a more straight cut, it's a little bit more difficult to wield inside there. Got to know where to hang this here. Oh well, on the floor it goes. Alrighty, now how do I make this work? Nope. Yeah, maybe. Okay, it's gonna get a little loud for a second. Well, that worked. Haha, there we go. I can get all the way up now. Now, gotta put this one back on. Make sure it's correct. And I gotta get this out of there. Ah, two of them come off. Oh well, no big deal. I can fix it. I have the technology. We can rebuild him. Okay, come on. Where's that line come from? We can rebuild him. We have the technology. Didn't think you'd be getting a trivia contest when you came in here, eh? Huh? I knew that was going to happen sooner or later. There we go. There we go. Wall. Now. These references are before my time. Yes, I'm old. That reference was the $6 Million Man. These days, I'm not even sure what $6 million would buy you. Certainly not a pair of bionic legs and a bionic arm and a bionic eye. That's just not going to happen. Not in today's day and age. Nope. So I can only really lay down 2 rows worth of glue before and get the pieces on before it sets up. Have you ever heard of a TV show called Welcome Back, Kotter? It's weird, but it had one of the most memorable, at least for me, theme songs. Oh yeah. And have you met Ox in the guild yet? So you'll find out a lot more about Welcome Back, Kotter in our guild. Welcome Back, Kotter in our guild. Welcome Back, Kotter is actually, I think, I'm not 100% certain on this, but the first show John Travolta was ever in. He played a student a really stupid student named Vinnie Barbarino. I'm going to change back to the larger blade because the smaller blade just isn't cutting as straight as I want it to. Larger blade makes it a lot easier to cut straight. And it has a lot more teeth, so it cuts smoother too. Ox is kind of one of my partners in crime in the guild. He and I like to sing a lot. I don't think either of us sings very well, but we like to try. And one of the songs we sing most is the theme song from Welcome Back, Kotter. Excuse me, I gotta blow my nose again. All righty. Now let's see if we can cut this off without making a hash of it. I'm still going to see if I get the blade on backwards or something. Because it's... coming down, so it's going down that way. Would it matter if I flipped it around? I'm not even sure to make a difference. It's just, it seems to be binding for some reason, and it wasn't doing that before. Oh, guess I just wasn't holding it right. That worked quite well, actually. Only one came off. I can put that back on easily. It's even marked where I need to cut it. Apparently not marked well enough, but close enough for me for now. I'll trim it off flush later. All righty, turn the corner. Now there's a whole bunch of sawdust in here and a bunch of cut off ends and stuff. Jeez. Swear to God, I am not the brightest bulb in the house here. The number of times I've done it. I mean, I know I'm going to do it. I know not to put it there, and I put it there anyway. As my buddies back in the Army used to say, the wheel's still spinning, but the hamster's dead. Now, here's an interesting dilemma. You know what I'm going to do? I am just going to cut one. No, yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what they would do in real construction. All right, I'm going to start out with saw again. Now, this is going to be a little dangerous. Do not try this at home, kids. I'm not doing that. Huh? Little safer. Maybe still not totally safe, but hey. Ta-da! Almost put the razor sharp knife in my crotch again. It's almost like I knew what I was doing. I did say almost. Now, you know what I'm doing here, though? I don't know that I like that. I almost did it again. Knives in your crotch again. I am the poster child for what not to do. Made a couple more mistakes there. Well, maybe not, actually. Excuse me. Wow. Okay. Thank you. Gotta cut down another one. Gotta start again. Okay, gonna get loud for a second again. I did it again. Wow. gluing it on this time. I'm not redoing it a third time. I'm cutting it really close to the edge, so it's splitting the wood right down at the end. Just gonna hold this till it dries. Oh, yay. When will you have the next bias? Oh, yeah, I meant to do that last night. I got sidetracked. I'll do it today. I'll definitely do it today. Oh, yeah. You glued it on the wrong side. In fact, what I'll do is as soon as I get off here, as soon as I finish up here, I will I'll go upstairs and I'll get that uploaded. There we go. Now this is going to be fun. How do I get them all into the corner like that? I'm going to have to cut each one individually. Yay! Oh, what? Have you upgraded any of your devices to Windows 10 yet? I have not. I want to buy a new computer. Well, that's not true. So my laptop is actually on Windows 10, and my desktop at work is on Windows 10. I've been using Windows 10 for 6 months or more. Actually, more than 6 months. But my personal devices at home, no, because I want to buy a new computer. And I've got a lot. I've got a lot on this computer here right now. And I want to get it. I want everything on a new computer. My old computer is running slowly. I've got a 256 gig SD hard drive for my operating system Windows 7 right now, and the drive is full, so I want 500 gig SD for my OS, and I want a computer that performs better. So, and my old one is like 5 years old now, so it's time to upgrade. So so rather than upgrading my existing computer and then and then buying a new one and just going through stuff twice. I'm going to just get a new computer. Would you recommend upgrading to it? I'm hesitant of how some of my older games will run. Yeah, so I can't tell you about the older games. I wish I could. But there are just so many of the older games out there and different game manufacturers that there's no way I could know. Also, before I say this, I have to say that I am not an official spokesman for Microsoft in any way, shape, or form. So anything that I tell you is my own opinion and my own opinion only, and cannot be misconstrued as Microsoft policy, because I am not allowed to speak for Microsoft, and I will not speak for Microsoft. Having said that, this is the most stable and the most reliable version of the Windows operating system that I think we've ever put out. At least all of the data that I have access to says that. So would I upgrade? Would I recommend upgrading to Windows 10? Absolutely, I would recommend upgrading to Windows 10. I think it is a phenomenal product. And like I said, I'm buying it. Well, I mean, I'm buying a new machine with it on it. But that's simply because my machine's old and I want a new machine. And honestly, the new model that Microsoft is going to now with constant upgrades, I think is the right model. Because what it does, let's see if I can take that off now. I only had it there to hold the walls together. Maybe I'll leave it for just a little while longer. Yeah, so if I understand correctly, what they're saying is basically they're going to push out upgrades to the operating system on a regular basis. I think. I'm not certain of that. It's just what I've heard in the news. I don't have any inside scoop on any of this. It's just what I've heard in the news. And to me, that sounds like the right way to go. That makes sure that everybody is always up to date. It's like your drivers for your video cards, right? They're always saying upgrade your new drivers. Well, they're just going to do the same thing with the operating system. Wow, that worked. So absolutely, I would recommend upgrading to Windows 10. Ow. I guess I'll do it soon. I want to back everything up first. Yeah, backing stuff up is never a bad idea. Have you gotten a notification saying that Windows is available to upgrade and asking you if you want to upgrade? And I don't mean the notification that says reserve your copy today. I mean the notification that says, hey, you're ready. Do you want to upgrade now? Have you gotten that notification? believe I have. So if you've gotten that notification, that notification has gone out to people who have computers which are well represented within the Windows Insiders Program population. And the Windows Insiders Program are the people out in the real world who have been running Windows 10 for months. And all of the data that's coming back from them is saying that this is the best operating system ever. So if you've gotten that notification already that says you're ready to upgrade, go upgrade, it means that your computer is the same as a bunch of other people's computers who are having a good experience, a very good experience on Windows 10 right now. So I would definitely recommend going to upgrade. Have you ever seen the YouTube channel Tested or gone to tested.com? I would never even consider giving people inside information. I like my job way too much. Yeah, I've watched some of their stuff. Just search them, and they have a Windows 10 review. Yes, you definitely should watch that Windows 10 review. They are not affiliated with Microsoft in any way whatsoever, and they have given Microsoft several bad reviews in the past, which indicates that they are perfectly willing to tell you what they believe is the truth. I've already watched it. I know what they're going to say. So, but I mean, I'd tell you that anyway. I'm not about to blow smoke at anybody. They're part, or one or both of them, Will Smith and Norman Chan. One or both of them are part of the Windows Insiders program. Ah. Wow, I got glue all over me. Yeah, I really like a lot of Tested stuff. I'm a really big Adam Savage fan. And the only reason I ever found Tested was because of Adam Savage. My buddy Jerry actually met them. Last year or the year before. I think it was at PAX. That's not going to work. That's not going to work either. Yeah, they did a party, and Jerry went to it. Got to get these oriented the right way because I've been cutting them and then going to put them in and they don't fit the way I had expected them to. And that's probably because I'm turning them over. There we go. That fits better. Stay there. Two more and then I'm done my second wall. At least the inside of my second wall. I'll do that outside later. That's not gonna work. Have you ever watched the movie Scott Pilgrim versus the World? I have not seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I think I've seen the trailers, and if I remember it correctly, it's kind of an awkward comedy, isn't it? Now this last one's going to be tough because I can't really mark it the same way. So I don't think. I suppose I can. There we go. Yes, it is mixed with nerdish humor. So I like nerdish humor. That should be obvious from Pixels. But I'm also, as I said in that Totally Biased review, I also do not at all like awkward comedy most of the time. And I know Jerry saw Pixels as awkward comedy, and I didn't really. But you know, that's to each his own, right? Everybody's different. Wall number 2 done. Woohoo! Now, I think No, see, I still can't do that. Well, maybe I can. You know what? I'm just going to keep going with it like this. Oh, and you know what? This might actually be easier because I can do this. But anyways, the girl that Scott has a crush on, she works for Amazon, so he orders a package, hoping she'll deliver it. And as soon as he orders it, it sits in front, and he sits in front of his door waiting for it. And that's how I feel. I ordered a new graphics card, and I keep checking the package tracking info. Yeah, when I order something, I check the package tracking info a lot too. But I don't expect the girl that works at Amazon to deliver it. I know it's some big bald guy with a limp. Wow, it is way easier to glue from this side. Look how fast those went up. This is going to be harder though. What graphics card did you order? I actually have to fix this. I got the blade of this knife out just a little bit too far. I don't know why. I've made my own computers in the past. I've put them together from parts, but I don't know. I just figure I'll get a better computer if I give it to somebody who knows more than I do. Like maybe I'll ask Timmy or Jerry even to help me make one. In fact, I think even Jerry didn't build his last one. I think he bought it from a local company already together, or had them build it for him, I guess. AMD R9 390 Gigabyte Gaming Edition. Is that 1 gigabyte? No, it can't be 1 gigabyte. And that's the one you told me about yesterday that was like 350 bucks, right? I'm going to saw for a second. Eight gigabyte, okay. I'm pretty sure I've got 8 gig cards now. I'm pretty sure I've got 2 8 gig cards now. Do they make 16 gig cards already? They must make 16 gig cards. I'm using the old Crossfire technology right now. And I'm not totally happy with it. Yeah, definitely interested in how it works. I am definitely up for suggestions on parts for my new computer. I don't even know what processor to get anymore. I used to be pretty into that stuff, but it's so hard to keep up with the new advances in, well, everything. CPU, graphics card, cooling. Highest is the Titan X with 12 gig. Now, do you know how much that one costs? The Titan X? And do you know if they use that, if they can use that technology that lets you put 2 cards together kind of thing? And if it's even worth it to do that. Oh, yay, the video went out again. I honestly have no clue what does that. Is it my bandwidth? Is it the Google Hangout? Google Live Hangout, or whatever the heck they call it? I do not know. Titan X is a little over 1,000. Holy crap! $1,000 for a graphics card. That's better be a damn good graphics card for $1,000. I want good, but I don't want to be stupid with my money either. I suppose I should get a hold of Tim from Timmy Tech TV. He still works at Microsoft, so. State. Yeah, $1,000. Wow, that's a lot of money. Now, this is going to be interesting if I can do it. I'm going to need 3 of these. Ah, get over there. Give that a minute to dry. Can work on this side now. Benchmarks, and the Titan X beats the R9 295X2, but according to the website, Tom's Hardware is a good website from what I know. Yeah. The R9 295X2 has consistency problems and would drop frame rate sometimes. And how much is the R9 295X2? You know? Now, I know what I did wrong. Oh, haha, right, okay. This is actually going to be easier to cut than the other one, because I should be able to do it all with the anvil cutter. Yeah, that could be fine just like that again. Hey, Ulysses, just out of curiosity, I may have asked you this before, I'm not sure, but what time zone are you in? You know what, I'm going to take that off. I don't think that's right. I can't seem to find the 295X2. The only version of that seems to be available around 1,000. So then what I'm hearing is they both cost about the same, and the Titan X seems to be superior, even if only marginally so, which kind of makes the choice, right? If they cost the same and one's even marginally superior, you go with that one. Ooh. Eastern. Okay, cool. I find it fascinating. I went to Disney World on my honeymoon with my wife back in 2001. And at the time, in Spaceship Earth, in Epcot, they had a ride. They still have the same ride, but they had a little scene of what it would be like in the future. And they had on one side of the little train car that you were in, or maybe one part, whatever it was, a little train car that you're in, they had a little girl who was Caucasian, most likely American, lying down in front of a TV screen. And on the TV screen was another little girl who was obviously Asian of some kind, some Asian descent. And the two of them were talking together on the TV screen. And back then, that was science fiction in 2001. And here we are today doing it. You're on the eastern seaboard, which is, 2,000–3,000 miles away from where I am. And here we are talking to each other. And you're watching everything that I do. I find that fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Yeah, I have to say, I really like gluing these from the back side. It does make it significantly easier. Might need to do something there. Ooh, I think I know what I can do. I find it awesome when you see old sci-fi things and how the visions of the future change. Absolutely. Um, yeah, all of them, to be honest. But Disney World especially, because they had a really well thought out vision of what the future was going to be, and it wasn't specifically science fiction. Like, I mean, this is what people really thought the future would be. There was that Monsanto House of the Future in Disneyland, I think, Future World or Tomorrowland in Disneyland, back in the 50s when it first opened. Um, and according to them, everybody was going to be living in like bubble pod houses by now. Some of the things they come up with are fairly true, though. I mean, back in the 50s, who would have reasonably thought that everyone would have a computer in their house? And hell, in a lot of cases, a computer on their wrist. I mean, oh, something's going wonky on me. No idea why that did that. I just looked at another graphics card. The 90 Ti comes a little under $700 and outperforms the Titan X by a few frames, but only has 6 gig. In frames per second, or like, I don't remember exactly how to test graphics cards anymore, but there's got to be more to it than just frames per second, right? That's interesting. I wonder why that one is so much longer than the one below it. What did I do differently? There is also consistency, I guess. Yeah, like I said, I don't know much about that anymore. All I know is that I want my games to have really good graphics and not be slow. Okay, I'm going to turn on the saw again for a sec. Turn down your sound if you don't want to hear it. I suppose I could also clamp it. I did it again. Ah. Being so careful too. The graphs on Tom's hardware are kind of hard to read, but it seems like the 980 is really consistent and the card is slightly better than the Titan X. And how much does the 980 Ti cost? Did you say that? Oh, 700 bucks. Well, 700 bucks for the same kind of output is kind of sounds like a bit of a no-brainer to me. Now, again, can these cards be ganged together? Do you know? Like, in a crossfire type of a situation. I know crossfire isn't the, I'm pretty sure crossfire isn't the technology today. I can't remember what it is. What the heck? Interesting. And annoying. Yeah, that's exactly what it's doing. Oh, well, close enough. Close enough for me. Yeah, the 980 Ti's are SLI, which is NVIDIA's name for it. If you do AMD's Crossfire. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know which one I'm going to do. I know the Crossfire doesn't always work well, which kind of bugs me. But if I can get better graphics, now that's still $1,400 for 2 of those cards. But if it's going to give me good, really good performance. Okay, I'm going to cut again. So turn down if you don't want to hear it. There we go. I tried doing this a different way this time. I tried not cutting with the anvil cutter first, so maybe it won't break off. Then I can nibble away at the edge with the anvil cutter. And hopefully get a better result. There you go. See, I learned from my mistakes. Now, again, I'm going to have to cut a couple of these, especially if you have a 980 Ti. I don't see why you would need 2 of them. Mostly, it's just future-proofing for me, to make sure that, you know, in 3 years, it's still going to support whatever comes out. Because I'm one of these guys, I don't like upgrading often. Once I get something set, I like it set, and I like to leave it there. Okay, see you when you get back, man. I think I'm going to cut another one. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to cut two more. Oops. In fact, I got to cut a bunch more. Welcome back. Haha. Get used to this. In our guild, especially when Ox and I are on, anytime somebody comes back, we start singing, "Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about." That, my friend, is the theme song to Welcome Back, Cotter. And you will hear it several times in the Tor Wars Guild. Names have all changed since you hung around, but the dreams have remained. Apparently, I'm not the only one singing. I have no clue what they're singing, but they're all three of them are singing the same thing. Three little girls on little pink bikes. Oh, I know what it is. I put my hands up in the air sometimes, singing day-oh. They can't be more than 5 years old. There's 4 of them. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. What do we got here? 2 more. So 4 actually. I think my eyes are getting worse. I'm even having trouble focusing close up with the glasses on now. This has all happened in the last 2 years, too. It's kind of amazing. Apparently, when you get old really fast. So gluing them from the back does make it a lot easier, but the glue doesn't dry as fast, which is interesting. How did I do that? I got one piece just stuck out a tiny bit too far here. How much longer are you going to be on? It's getting close to the 3-hour mark. Is it? Holy crap, I had no idea. Honestly, I had no idea. I'm not 100% sure. Why are you asking? What do you got in mind here? You got to go, or you're trying to figure out what to do with your night? Like what? Wow, slow though. 3 hours to do this. That's nuts. My time appreciation is way off. I'm going to be, I mean, at this rate, it's going to be the rest of the week before I get these walls done. Yeah, focus on work, man. Do not focus on me. One thing I will always say in life, you'll hear me say this a lot, is work comes first. Work is what allows us to play. So work must always come first. So thank you very much for watching me, but go back to work. I'll probably actually break here very shortly. In fact, I might just do these 3 that I got cut in my hand right now and sign off for a while. I will probably do some more work on this off camera. And then on Tuesday night, we're going to be back sheathing the walls more, because obviously there is significantly more to do than I anticipated. So thanks for watching. Thanks for coming by. Really appreciate having somebody to talk to. And I will see you and everybody else on Tuesday night, 6 o'clock Pacific, which is 9 o'clock Eastern. Take care, guys. Thanks for coming out.